Alright, listen up. Forget the noise. Forget the endless chatter, the desperate need to have the last word. We're diving into a different kind of power today, a silent weapon that can disarm, outmaneuver, and leave your opponent utterly bewildered. Nietzsche, that brilliant and often misunderstood philosopher, knew a thing or two about the depths of human psychology, the subtle dance of dominance and submission. And believe it or not, silence wasn't just the absence of sound for him. It was a loaded gun. Ever been in a heated argument, your blood boiling, ready with a killer comeback, and the other person just stares? That unsettling calm, that refusal to engage on your level? It throws you off balance, doesn't it? Makes you question your own intensity. That's a taste of what we're talking about. This isn't about being passive or weak. It's about cultivating a strategic stillness, a deliberate withholding that can be more potent than any shouted insult. Think about the animal kingdom. The predator stalking its prey, coiled and silent before the explosive strike. That's not weakness. That's focused power. And you, my friend, have that power within you. We're just going to learn how to unleash it silently. Now, before your inner voice starts whispering about being rude or antisocial, let's recalibrate. This isn't about becoming a hermit or giving everyone the cold shoulder. It's about learning to choose your moments, to recognize when your words are being wasted, when engaging is playing into someone else's game. Think about those endless online arguments, the comment sections that devolve into toxic sludge. What's usually the result? Frustration, wasted energy, and rarely any actual change of opinion. Nietzsche saw this frantic need to be heard, this desperate scramble for validation, as often stemming from a place of insecurity. The truly powerful, he might argue, don't need to shout to be heard. Their silence commands attention. It creates a vacuum, and in that vacuum the other person's insecurities and assumptions start to fill the space. They begin to project their own fears and doubts onto your silence, often revealing more about themselves than you ever could through 1,000 words. It's like holding up a blank canvas and watching the other person paint their own psychological portrait onto it. Fascinating, isn't it? This isn't about being manipulative for the sake of it. It's about understanding the dynamics of communication and choosing the most effective tool for the situation, even if that tool is the absence of sound. So, how do we wield this silent weapon effectively? It starts with cultivating inner stillness. Think about it. Someone throws a verbal jab, tries to bait you into an argument. Your immediate reaction might be to fire back, to defend yourself, to prove them wrong. But what if, instead, you took a breath, held your tongue, and simply observed? That pause, that refusal to react immediately, can be incredibly disarming. It signals that you're not easily rattled, that their words don't have the power to instantly trigger you. It forces them to confront their own aggression without the immediate validation of your reaction. It's like stepping out of the ring just as they're winding up for a punch. Their energy dissipates into thin air. Nietzsche often spoke of the importance of self-mastery, of controlling your passions and impulses. This silent outsmarting is a manifestation of that self-control. It's about choosing your battles, and sometimes the most effective battle is the one you don't fight. It's about conserving your energy, your mental space, for when it truly matters. And in that silence you gain clarity. You're not caught up in the emotional whirlwind of the moment, so you can observe the situation more objectively, identify the other person's weaknesses, and plan your next move, if a move is even necessary. Now let's talk about the subtle art of the silent gaze. Ever felt the weight of someone's unwavering stare? Can be incredibly unnerving, can't it? It conveys a sense of knowing, of seeing right through your facade. Nietzsche understood the power of the eyes as windows to the soul, or at least as powerful tools of communication. A deliberate, silent gaze can convey a multitude of messages without uttering a single word. It can communicate disapproval, skepticism, even a quiet confidence that undermines the other person's blustering. Think about a parent giving a child the look. No yelling, no threats, just a silent communication that speaks volumes. That's a primal form of this silent outsmarting. It forces the other person to confront their own actions or words under the weight of your silent observation. It creates a sense of unease, a feeling of being exposed. And the beauty of it is they have no concrete words to attack. They're reacting to your presence, your stillness, your unwavering attention. It's like being held in the beam of a silent spotlight, every insecurity magnified. Nietzsche, who delved deep into the complexities of human interaction, recognized this nonverbal power play as a crucial element in the dance of dominance. But this silent approach isn't just about defense or intimidation. It can also be a powerful tool for gaining information and understanding. Think about a detective interrogating a suspect. Sometimes the most effective tactic isn't a barrage of questions, but a pregnant silence, a space for the other person to become uncomfortable and fill the void with nervous chatter, often revealing crucial details they wouldn't have otherwise disclosed. Nietzsche understood the human need to fill silence, the discomfort many feel when faced with a void in conversation. This discomfort can be exploited, not in a malicious way, but as a way to observe their true thoughts and feelings without the carefully constructed facade they might present when actively speaking. It's like letting a murky pond settle so you can see what lies beneath the surface. Their body language, their fidgeting, their hesitant glances, these silent cues can speak volumes if you're paying attention. Nietzsche, with his keen eye for human behavior, recognized the richness of this unspoken language, the information that flows in the absence of words. Ultimately, learning to outsmart in silence the Nietzschean way isn't about being manipulative or cruel. It's about cultivating a deeper understanding of human psychology, the power dynamics at play in every interaction, and the effectiveness of conscious stillness. It's about choosing your battles wisely, conserving your energy, and recognizing that sometimes, the most powerful statement is the one you don't make. It's about self-mastery, about being in control of your reactions and using silence as a tool for observation, for gaining clarity, and for subtly influencing the situation without resorting to the often futile exchange of words. Think of it as becoming a silent observer, a strategist who understands the power of withholding, of creating space for others to reveal themselves. And in that silence, you cultivate a different kind of strength, a quiet confidence that speaks volumes without ever uttering a single word. It's about finding a deeper connection to your own inner power, a power that doesn't need the validation of external noise. It's about being present, being observant, and choosing your moments with a deliberate stillness that can truly outsmart anyone. And in that understanding, perhaps we can find a quieter, more insightful way to connect with each other, recognizing the power that lies not just in what we say, but in the profound wisdom of silence. Remember, true strength often speaks softly or sometimes not at all. Let's delve deeper into this silent strategy, moving beyond mere reaction and into proactive stillness. Nietzsche, with his emphasis on the individual will, wouldn't advocate for simply absorbing the noise. Instead, he'd likely see this cultivated silence as a way to build inner fortitude, a kind of mental fortress that others can't easily penetrate. Think about those moments when you feel overwhelmed by external pressures, by the constant demands on your attention. Engaging verbally often just adds to the chaos. But what if you could retreat into a space of inner quiet, a deliberate withdrawal from the fray? This isn't escapism, it's a strategic regrouping, a chance to gather your thoughts, to clarify your own position without the influence of external noise. It's like a deep-sea diver descending into the calm depths to escape the turbulent surface. In that silence you gain perspective. You can see the situation more clearly, identify the underlying currents, and choose your re-emergence with intention and precision. Nietzsche valued self-reliance above all else, and this ability to find strength and clarity within your own silence is a powerful manifestation of that independence. It's about becoming an unmoved mover, a center of calm in a chaotic world, and that stillness in itself can be profoundly influential. Now, let's consider the subtle art of the delayed response, a close cousin to the strategic silence. Someone throws a provocative statement your way, expecting an immediate, emotional reaction. But what if you simply pause? Not an awkward, unsure silence, but a deliberate withholding, a moment for consideration. This throws the other person off their rhythm. They're expecting a certain reaction, and when it doesn't materialize, they're forced to confront their own statement, their own assumptions. It's like throwing a ball and having it hang in the air, suspended, forcing the other person to wait, to feel the anticipation. In that space they might start to doubt themselves, to wonder if their statement was too harsh, too unfounded. And when you finally do respond, your words carry more weight, more authority, precisely because they weren't a knee-jerk reaction. They signal a thoughtful consideration, a response born not of emotion but of reasoned clarity. Nietzsche, who valued measured thought over impulsive action, would likely see this delayed response as a mark of intellectual superiority, a way of subtly demonstrating control over your own emotions and your engagement with the world. It's about choosing your moments to speak, ensuring that your words land with impact, rather than being lost in the immediate back and forth. Let's talk about the power of observation within this silent strategy. When you're not busy formulating your next witty retort or defending your position, you're free to truly observe the other person. Their body language, their tone of voice, the subtle inconsistencies in their words. Nietzsche, a keen observer of human nature, understood that much of what drives us lies beneath the surface of our spoken words. Our anxieties, our insecurities, our true intentions often leak out through these nonverbal cues. By cultivating a silent attentiveness, you become a master reader of these unspoken signals. You can see beyond the facade they're presenting, understand their underlying motivations, and tailor your subsequent actions, verbal or silent, accordingly. It's like a detective meticulously studying a crime scene, picking up on the small details that others miss. This silent observation gives you a significant advantage. You're gathering information while the other person is often focused solely on their own words, their own need to be heard. And that information can be far more valuable than anything they explicitly tell you. Now, let's consider how this silent approach can be used to deflect negativity and even aggression. Someone comes at you with anger, with accusations, trying to draw you into a conflict. Engaging on their level often just escalates the situation, descending into a shouting match where no one truly wins. But what if you meet their aggression with a calm, unwavering silence? It can be incredibly disarming. It signals that you refuse to participate in their emotional drama. It forces them to confront their own anger without the fuel of your reaction. It's like pouring water on a fire. It doesn't give the flames anything to consume. Nietzsche, who advocated for overcoming resentment and negativity, might see this silent deflection as a form of emotional self-defense, a way of protecting your own inner peace without engaging in destructive conflict. It's not about being a doormat, it's about choosing a more effective way to respond, one that doesn't lower you to their level and often diffuses the situation more quickly. Let's explore the connection between this strategic silence and the cultivation of inner strength and self-respect. When you're not constantly seeking external validation through verbal engagement, you begin to build a stronger sense of self-reliance. Your worth isn't tied to having the last word or winning every argument. Instead, it comes from your own inner knowing, your ability to remain calm and centered even in the face of external pressure. Nietzsche, who championed the individual who creates their own values, would likely see this silent self-possession as a mark of a truly strong individual. You're not swayed by the opinions or the provocations of others because your sense of self comes from within. This inner strength, cultivated through conscious silence, commands a different kind of respect, a respect that isn't demanded but earned through your quiet confidence and self-assuredness. Ultimately, mastering the art of outsmarting in silence, the Nietzschean way, is about cultivating a profound awareness of yourself and the dynamics of human interaction. It's about moving beyond the impulsive need to speak and recognizing the potent power that lies in conscious stillness, in deliberate observation, and in the strategic withholding of your words. It's about building inner fortitude, deflecting negativity, and commanding respect through your quiet self-possession. This isn't a call to become a silent, brooding figure, but rather to become a more mindful and intentional communicator, choosing your moments to engage wisely and recognizing that sometimes, the most impactful response is no response at all. And in that deeper understanding of silence as a tool, we might find a more profound and less reactive way to navigate the complexities of human relationships, fostering a connection that transcends the need for constant verbal validation and rests instead on a foundation of quiet strength and mutual respect. Remember, the deepest wisdom often resides in the spaces between words.